Oh boy, yesterday we had a major move to the upside on the news of a possible ETF, and then within a couple of minutes it turned out to be fake news and we came down just as fast as we came up. And this has completely changed the playing field for Bitcoin, and we're going to clean up the chart and going to look fresh at some targets and some levels. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Both of those links you'll find in the description. Without further ado, let's start diving in. As I said, we're first going to clean up the chart a little bit because we had this major spike up, and it's actually much more interesting to look now at a bit more of the higher price levels. I just want to start off with one thing, and that is that I said in yesterday's video that I entered a long from the VWAP here when we had that retest, and I said, well, maybe I get stopped out and then I'll try it again here at the golden pocket, but I did not get stopped out. Had my stop loss pretty tight underneath the VWAP, did not get stopped out, and then within a few hours later suddenly we pumped up. So yes, maybe a little bit luck. On the other hand, and I'm going to show you in a minute from now, there was also a lot of liquidity to grab, and therefore it was a very nice play. I closed the trade just above 30,000, so just a bit off the top. I just moved my stop loss with the pump. I did not open a short because I actually want to see a little bit more constructive stuff on top. Had no idea at the time about the ETF. I was just trading the chart, not the news. And if I would have done it, of course it would have been a major profit on top of that, but I wanted to see something extra, and I had no idea what caused the pump, so therefore I was a little bit cautious, and I just walked away with some nice profits on the long. Alright, let's take this off because this was a long trade. We have some golden pockets here, we have some golden pockets there. This box we can take it out actually because we just pumped so hard, and in these kinds of cases it's maybe best to just completely zoom out and see where are we now exactly. So we're here on the daily, and what is the quote-unquote damage that has been done, or cleanup you can also say, is, well, we took out the liquidity from all of these highs, something we have been talking about already for a while, and also finally these highs. I was actually aiming for this already for such a long time. When we start making this range right here, that was what I already were talking about. I don't like these highs. I wanted to be taken out because they were just a tenth of a percent underneath each other. I said, this is very weird price action. You barely see something like that, so you want to take out all of that liquidity before you go lower. Well, guess what? It happened then yesterday on the news of the ETF. Like I said, that turned out to be fake news, and therefore you can also see the price went down again just as fast. And therefore you can also see, put the yellow line in there, that it was on top of all of these highs. So liquidity is taken, and this then remains the high of the year. Also something that I've mentioned once we were creating that high, that I said, open up your mind for the idea that we're never taking out that macro 32,500 where everyone and their mother was looking at. That was this high, and I said BTC is a nasty beast. Just when everyone is looking or expecting a level, then we're not going to hit it, and that was exactly what I also said. Hey, open up your mind for the idea that we front run the level. This is the yearly high, and then we go lower, and I think actually that this right now could also be a very significant high, and we are not going to take it out anymore. Let me take out this line as well. We can actually also take out this box, and if you have maybe spotted already, you could say that we're creating something like a big head and shoulders pattern, and then this is your right shoulder, then the target, and this is of course quite roughly from the top to the bottom, would be approximately around that 18 or 19k, and my macro also target to the bottom would be 19,000 to take out this liquidity right here. I already made multiple videos about it, why I think that is a great target. That would also then coincide with 78.6, so around 20k, 19k would be perfect if this of course is going to play out. Not something that I would actively be trading on because it's on such a big time frame. I don't want to be focused on that. I just trade what is in front of me. And mind you, look at this. This whole range was also created in 215 days, and we're still in there. So it will also then take a long time for the head and shoulders to play out if that was the case. Okay, so let's then now focus on what we have in front of us, And yeah, we have this big spike on most exchanges. The price was kind of the same, I think, and not on Coinbase. If I would now pull a FIB retracement, and actually I'm going to zoom in on the 4 hour. We can also take out this trade, by the way, or let's actually do the hourly, then we have a little bit more of a detailed view. Then we could see that right now the golden pocket of this move up is coming at approximately 29,000 to 29,200. So if we would be able to get back up there, you can also see thick blue line, that is the very high. To get a retest, to get a lower high, and then eventually to come down, that would be super nice. I will definitely play that trade. We still have then also that other bigger golden pocket where we said that I like to take that out and then to go lower. That could also still be a play. For now, actually, I would slightly be favoring shorts because we already pumped up so much. So around that 29k, I will definitely be looking for shorts. For longs, I will have to say, please be careful because A, we're already really on top of the range, and B, it's also a little bit hard to get into long because we are right now at the golden pocket of this move. So as you can see, put the low here underneath these lows, and then we are right now at the golden pocket. If we're just looking at market cipher B, I mean the 1 hour, it still looks bullish as heck. I mean, look at the money flow, very thick in the green. Yes, momentum waves are coming down, but usually you see that the money flow comes down a little bit, and then price still with momentum waves goes up 1 or 2 or 3 times until eventually also rolls over. So therefore, for me, the money flow on this whole market cipher B indicator is the most important. If we are then going to the 4 hour, actually looks very weird. We do not have green money flow at all, and now we are kind of cooling off here from this momentum wave. So that is a little bit conflicting. If we're looking at the daily, and also said this yesterday, and of course now with the entire pump it is even more confirmed. I said, I have to admit, it looks kind of bullish. Look at this, RSIs are melting together, signaling strength, momentum wave tight to the upside, same for the VWAP and the money flow. So this actually on the daily looks very good. We need to be a little bit careful because, like I said, we have a little bit of conflicting signals here on the indicator. So I would be very careful trading today. Don't give away the profits that you made yesterday. Now let's zoom in then finally here on the hourly. Take some time before we're there. Yeah, there you go. You can see that in the whole range we are right now just underneath the value area high of the smaller range. So yeah, principle would then say that we actually are coming then lower than the 27k. The thing is that now that we have taken all the liquidity from the top, and you hear me talking so many times about liquidity, but really guys, it is just a matter of liquidity and rotation up and down and up, etc, is that since we took all liquidity from the top, and I have a hard time believing that we are going to take out the top, is that we have this low right here, then we have all of the lows right here, and eventually we also still have the lows right here. And then actually there's not so much market structure underneath, and then we have actually only this low, and then we have the mega wick to the downside, this low right here. In other words, the ride to the downside can actually be pretty fast. Anything can then be the trigger, and we have seen already in the last couple months Bitcoin doing over and over again on the moments really when you don't expect. We're going up sideways, we're going down. This could be the exact same thing. We're going up sideways and then we're going down on no news, a little bit of news, or like I said, stuff that you really don't expect. Also crazy times. A lot of the pumps and dumps happen during the Asian time, so it's a little bit tricky, a little bit hard to trade, but I just want to warn you for both of the sides. So yeah, I think once we are really starting to grind lower and we are going to take this out, I'm afraid that it can go pretty fast, because then we only have this little bit of price action. Actually there's no price action, it's just one big candle, as you can see, and then the whole liquidity fest to the downside is starting. There's only one thing or scenario that could save you for both of the sides, a crazy pump to the upside, crazy dump to the downside, and that is if we are going to create a range right here, and then maybe once we are going to take out this high, and eventually we're trading lower again, and then we maybe take out this low or this low, and eventually right away reclaiming it, and then At the end of then 1 to 3 weeks, you're really seeing some price action here being printed, and then you can say, okay, now we have a trading range again. Where can we now look to trade this to the upside, to the downside? That could something that could be evolving. So keep an eye on that, and keep an eye on shorts, keep an eye on longs, keep an eye on possible scalps that we might be creating here a new trading range. Targets to the downside, I'm still macro bearish. I still think for the next couple of months or weeks we are going lower. Like I already said, targets 20,000, 19,000. Might take a little bit longer, but I think we are eventually going to visit those lows again. No, we are not in a bull market. I think we're still in accumulation phase, and therefore I think we eventually are going to reach those much lower levels. Could we go higher? Yes, of course. Like I said, we just talked about going a little bit higher to the golden park at 78.6, taking out this high, finding it hard to believe. If it happens, let's say it happens on whatever reason, news, whatever, of course, then the ultimate high, so the yearly highs, are for me back on the table, because there is nothing underneath. Nothing on top of this price action. We have this candle right here, and then we just have these highs, and that's it, because everything else has just been taken. So keep that in mind. If we suddenly start popping again, we need an extra 10% from where we are right now. Then we can actually create new yearly highs, but I'm having a very, very, very hard time believing that could happen. That will be it for now. If you like the content, guys, then please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful, and of course also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Both those links you will also find in the description, and see you guys very, very soon again in the next one. Bye bye.